It's springtime and I decided to purchase a new variety of raspberry. I bought this from a big box store and this one is called Raspberry Fall Gold, and it is supposed to have a very sweet taste, sweeter than regular raspberries. I've located a spot in our yard that receives about 8 hours of sunlight. This is where my other raspberries are planted. I dug 2 holes and I spaced them about 2 to 3 feet apart. Next, I unpacked the raspberry canes and I noticed that the roots were quite dry. And in order to rehydrate these roots, they need to set in water for about 1 to 4 hours. I decided to rehydrate these roots in water for 3 hours. What I did was I went and found a container and I filled the container with water and placed those roots in the water for 3 hours. Afterwards, I assessed the condition of the roots. I noticed that they were quite long and they were coiled around each other. I untangled them really carefully a little bit because you don't want the roots to be root bound or like wrapping around itself. It could rot the roots. The next thing, after I finished pruning the roots for both canes, I was then about ready to plant. So I'm just cutting off a few more roots on this one, just kind of assessing what needs to be cut because this is going to help the raspberry cane to establish much better without all of those extra long roots. What you need to look at is where the cane was already planted before. There's a little darker spot on the cane where it was sitting in dirt before. And I'm kind of just digging the dirt out a bit and I'm measuring in the hole. And I noticed that it needs a little bit more dirt underneath. So I'm pushing the dirt underneath and just measuring it to make sure that I am going to be replanting it at the same level as what it was before. Remember, you're looking for that dirt line. It's a little bit darker near the roots, above the roots a bit. And then I'm just firming the dirt around this cane. You want the cane to be sitting up as straight as possible and sitting in the ground very solid so that it will grow well. After you have firmed it in, I went ahead and leveled the soil. Having level soil is important because when it rains, you want the rain to drop in on where those roots are. And when you water as well, you want to make sure that everything's flat and level so that the rain is getting to all the plants in those raised beds or in the ground. After that, you're going to go ahead and water it in really well. That's going to sink the soil in around those roots. It's going to take out any air pockets that you might have. And then take a pruner and I cut the cane in half. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be, but I cut the top part at an angle because if it rains, then the rain's not going to settle on the top of that cane at all. It'll just slide off. So there's the 2 new canes in their position. You want to keep it watered at least once a week or every 5 to 7 days, about an inch of rain per week, and make sure those roots are close to the surface and you want them to establish quickly. So if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and happy gardening.